Welcome to the Spurs9501 podcast. From Kane to the Lane, the final say on all things Tottenham. Here are your hosts, Steve, Ray, Cam and Jam.
Everybody, welcome back to the Spurs9501 podcast. This is Ray in London. I've got Cam in Florida with me. We're going to do a special program for you today for all our fans, all our viewers. We're going to do a bit of a preview of the Europa League draw, which sees Spurs being drawn against Dinamo Zagreb. Cam is our resident Croatian football expert, and he's going to give us some insight and give you guys some insight into the team and what he thinks is going to happen. Just give us a background. So welcome, Cam. How you been keeping?
Very well, thanks.
Very good.
Thanks for inviting me again.
No worries, you're welcome. So, Cam, I've got some questions here because you're our resident expert, and we'll go through it and we'll see what the fans think. Please leave your comments, likes, and please subscribe to our channel so you can get notifications as soon as we release a new video. So, anyway, Cam, give us a bit of a history about Dinamo Zagreb. Tell us first of all where they're from, because a lot of our, foreign visitors may not know where they are. So, just give us where they're located, etc., and then just give us a bit of background of where they play.
They're the largest team in, or the most popular team in Croatia, and obviously from the city of Zagreb, and they seem to have been very successful over the last few years. They've won the Croatian First Football League 21 times, believe it or not, and interestingly, they won in 2018, 2019, and 2020. So they're pretty popular. I mean, judging by the number of teams in Croatia, from obviously the old Yugoslavia, used to have a lot of very powerful teams. But since the breakup of Yugoslavia, I think that the leagues have become a bit less powerful, as we've probably seen the decline of teams like Red Star Belgrade that in the past had won European titles, which are nowhere near their peak in those days. But just as an interest.
Just a quick one. So would I be right in saying you say they won the Croatian league? So did they drop down from the Champions League, or they've always been in the Europa League?
Well, interestingly, I believe they have to qualify for the Champions League.
Okay, so they didn't qualify for the Champions League.
But they have played in the Champions League many, many times. Just to let you know, They've had quite a big history in European football in the time that they've been around, and the Champions League they've played 136 times. And the last season they played, actually I believe they played last season in the Champions League, and this time they're in the UEFA League. But 136 games, won 55 times, lost 53. They've never really advanced more than I think their best game was probably the last time that in the Champions League they haven't really gone very far at all. The most that they've ever done in this Europa League is a round of 16, and that's really basically as far as they've got.
Sure.
So interestingly, I mean, just to come back to Dinamo Zagreb. They were in the same group as Wolfsburg, who we've just beat, who they beat 3-0 in their first meeting, and then they beat them again. And the second meeting, I believe, they beat Wolfsburg 1-0.
So did they top the group that Wolfsburg were in then?
That's correct, yes.
Okay, yeah.
The other teams that were in that group were Feyenoord, who they also beat, which is probably a bigger team, and CSK Moscow.
Okay, that's quite a good team actually. They used to,
and they beat them as well, 3-1.
Okay, so they're a decent team. So okay, that's good. I mean, have we got any history? Have we played Dinamo Zagreb before in any European games?
We've played them once. So I'm going to come on to that, but just to say, to get into this round of 16, they beat Krasnodar 2-3 yesterday.
Okay. What was the aggregate score? Was that aggregate?
The aggregate score. Well, actually, they beat them 1-0 yesterday, but the aggregate score was 4-2.
Didn't we play Krasnodar in our Europa League?
We probably did, yes.
Yeah, I think we did.
But, I mean, what's really interesting is we have played them once before. And I believe it's been in the Europa League too. It was a one game, which I'm not really sure why we only played them once. But they came to the old Tottenham Stadium at White Hart Lane. Yeah. And it was in 2008. and they lost November 6, 2008. I believe I would have been at that game.
Yeah.
They lost 4-0.
Oh, so
It'll be interesting to know. Darren Bent, a hat-trick.
that does say something about the actual opposition if Darren Bent's getting
Okay. But they had players like Mandzukic in the team at the time, Balaban, who were quite a big player, and but we had Bale, Modric, Lennon, Zakora, Huddleston, Bentley played for us, and Dawson and Woodgate were at the back, and Aurelio Gomez in goal.
Excellent. So that's a good intro there. I must say to all our viewers and listeners, Cam's being a bit of a hero now. He's got a bit of a sore throat, but he's got some honey and lemon, and he's braving it because we really wanted to bring you this content to give you an overview of the Europa League opponents and just to give you some idea of how difficult or easy they could be. So thank you, Cam, for making the effort. That's really good. So tell us now, give us their, and we'll talk about their players as well, but give us, what's their current form? Where do they sit in the current Croatian league?
I think they're top of the league.
Oh, they're top of the league. Okay. So they're top of the league. So they're doing pretty well. So they're a good team. Who are the main dangers? Who are their main threats in their team?
The main threat in their team, that's a really good question. And I looked at this up. And the main threat of the team is a guy called Bruno Petkovic, who, in terms of so far in the Europa League rankings between Tottenham and Zagreb, he actually comes out at number 1. He scored 4 goals, and he's very good in the air. Aerial wins like 4.2, and his ranking is 7.72, followed by Carlos Vinicius, who for us has had 3 goals and 6 goals and 3 assists.
So this guy is a top scorer in the Europa League. Is that correct?
That's good. No, he's their top scorer.
Oh, their top scorer. Okay.
Yes,
sorry.
He's not the top scorer so far, but he comes out overall in his performance just ahead of Vinicius, who's our top scorer.
Yeah. Okay. Anybody else have they got any decent midfielders or defenders?
They've got most of our Croatian players. Lovro Major, I've never really heard of him. He's got 2 goals.
What's his name?
Major, Majer.
Okay, Major. Yeah.
Orsic got 2 goals on the midfielder, left-sided midfielder.
Yeah.
And I don't think there's any players that are going to, in the end, set the world alight. They've got a couple of, they've got a Danish defender in Rasmus Lauritsen, who has got a pretty good record too.
Okay, so tell us a bit about the team and what type of formation did they play, and are they attacking? Are they low block? Are they a counter-punching team, counter-attacking team? What type of style of football they're going to play, Cam?
That's really interesting. Depends, I suppose, who they're playing. But so far, if you look at their opposition that they've played mainly Eastern European teams. So they've probably been much more technical and much more attacking. And they've played Feyenoord, who I don't know how good Feyenoord are right now in the Dutch league. It's really hard to tell with these Dutch teams how well they do. They keep going up and down. So overall, I don't really think they've been challenged by playing a top team. The last round, Krasnodar, whatever you say, is not really a top team. So this will really be the first challenge. My view is that they're probably going to go much more defensive. Their goal scoring record, well, I mean, we've had some crazy goals in the Europa League and the amount of goals that we've scored. So you can't really compare to that, And so that their goal scoring record isn't necessarily as good, but they can get goals, and they're pretty powerful team in terms of going forward.
So what do they play, a 4-4-2, or is it a 4-2-3-1, or
maybe more, depending on the opposition, but they're probably more a traditional 4-4-2 team. 4-4-2.
So they're going to play with 2 strikers up front, which is going to be challenging for our defenders because they can't even cope with 1 striker. So 2 is going to be interesting. Okay.
I think they're the kind of team that if you let them get an early goal, then we could be in trouble. And we are going to be playing in Zagreb. And I believe that they do allow players in. They do allow people into the stadium.
So we are being playing. They will be able to allow.
I don't know how many, but I believe there may be some in the stadium. So that will be interesting to see.
But what about some areas that we could potentially exploit now? What's the goalkeeper like? What are the defense like?
Defense, I think, is pretty good. They're pretty solid in where they are. The goalkeeper, I really don't have much on the goalkeeper. I've got some stats on the goalkeeper I can put your way.
How many goals did they let in the group stages?
In the group stages, let's see. Where is this goalkeeper? I'll find him. I mean, he's pretty highly ranked, much higher the now goalkeeper. They've Dominik Livakovic, who has had 7 appearances in the Europa League and has I don't know how many he's let in a few goals. That's not really saying how many goals that he has let in, but
he's not a Croatian international, is he?
No, he's not.
Okay, fine. So he's quite tall, is he?
Yes. Yeah, definitely. 187 centimeters.
Yeah, so it's quite tall.
Yeah.
Okay, so in terms of areas to exploit, I think the defence maybe, if they've let in few goals against Krasnodar, etc., they can't be that great. So that's an area we could exploit, isn't it?
Yes, definitely. They've conceded 2 goals against, Krasnodar. They beat Krasnodar at home at Krasnodar 2-3. So Krasnodar did let in 2. They have clean sheet against Wolfsburg, clean sheet against Feyenoord, both away games. Moscow scored 1 against them. So you know what? They I think this is because they haven't been that bad, really, if you think about it.
Yeah, but I mean,
they haven't really conceded many goals apart from Krasnodar and 1 at Moscow.
Yeah, in terms of draws, where would you put this as a scale? I mean, if we got somebody like, I don't even want to mention their name, but the South London team, or maybe Man United, or AC Milan, that was going to be like a 10 in terms of difficulty. And if we've got somebody like Young Boys, who just like a Swiss team, is like 2 or 3, where would you put this in a scale of difficulty then?
I put them, a tricky team because, they played Moscow away and got a 0-0. They played at Feyenoord, they played Feyenoord, played against them, got 0-0. Yeah. And Wolfsburg, they beat 1-0 in their first meeting. So whilst they did pretty well, and they haven't conceded many goals at all, in the group stages, they conceded, I think they only conceded 1 goal. Which is incredible.
They lost to Krasnodar 3-2. Oh, that was in the round of 32, though, wasn't it?
No, yeah. They beat Krasnodar 2-3.
In the round of 32?
Yes.
Okay, fine. All right, so.
Okay, they won 1-0. So basically, they haven't only conceded a goal. Yeah. I think they're going to be a very tough nut to crack. I mean, let's face it, it's not going to be an easy match, especially going away to Croatia at first.
And you said that they had Feyenoord and CSK Sofia in the group. So
Moscow, they're not CSK Moscow.
CSK Moscow, sorry. But they're no mugs then, are they? They're decent. I put them on a degree like maybe a 4 or 5, maybe. Could have been a lot.
Definitely.
Could have been better. Could have been worse. So.
Obviously, it's better playing them than playing Roma or Milan or Man United or even Arsenal at this stage. Yeah. Taking those teams out, I mean, even Granada would probably would have been a tough one to go to, and I believe there's another Spanish team in there we're going to talk about in a minute. So overall, it's a pretty good draw for us, but we need to be very clear that I think we're going to need our A team out to put this one to bed.
I think Jose, as you tell me to call him, Jose is definitely going to play his strongest team now. This is where it gets serious for him now. So he's definitely going to go for this. Okay,
I think that the Europa League is ideal place for Bale. He seems to be flourishing very deeply in it, and he seems to understand and play better in Europe. I mean, the other thing is you'd expect with Jose's experience that he'll be able to take on these teams better than some of the Premier League teams.
Well, we should hope so anyway. I mean, he's got a big scouting network in Europe. He'll know what to say and what to do and where the strengths are, etc. Yeah. Okay, so that's a really good sort of overview. I mean, not many people know about these teams, so we just wanted to give our subscribers, all the Tottenham fans out there, just to give them an overview of who this team is, what we could expect. We'll see what happens on the day. But let's go for a prediction, and then we'll talk a few things. But give us a prediction. Overall, I won't go you home and away. Aggregate, what's the score going to be?
I probably think aggregate we're going to be looking at about 3-1 or 3-2 because, I mean, this team doesn't concede many goals. So I think going away and getting them a 1-1 away and then maybe coming home and winning 2-0.
Okay. I mean, my point of view is maybe, yes, I think maybe a 1-1 or maybe a 2-1 win away and then maybe a 2-0. So I'll go 4-1 aggregate. You're going 3-1 aggregate. We'll see what happens.
They don't concede many goals.
No, but they haven't played Tottenham then, have they? They haven't played against Harry Kane and Son yet, have they?
No,
so we'll see.
We do concede goals.
Well, but they don't score too many either, so let's see what happens anyway. Okay, excellent, Cam. That's really good analysis. Now, what I want you to do is I'm going to show our viewers and everybody the draw for the last 16 of the Europa League, and I want you to put your Mystic Meg or your prediction hat on, and I want you to give a prediction on each one of these. So just give me a minute. I'm going to share the screen in a minute. Just give me 1 second here if I can sort this out. Right. Let's go here and let's go. Let's go here. Right. So can you see that there, Cam?
Yes, I can. Yes.
So let's start with the first one then. Ajax against Young Boys. What's your prediction there?
Well, my prediction is that Young Boys have been the surprise of the group of the tournament so far. They've been doing very, very well, and I wouldn't put anything past them. I think Ajax are not the Ajax of 2 years ago when we played them in the semi-final of the Champions League. So I'm going to go for a Young Boys to topple Ajax.
Okay.
An overall aggregate of about 3-2.
Well, we don't need the aggregate. We just want to know who's going to win, I think.
All right.
We won't hold you to the aggregate. Okay, so the next one is Dinamo Kiev against Villarreal.
No doubt that Villarreal will do it because the Spanish team always makes it to the last 8, if not to the final. So, got to be Villarreal.
How are they doing in La Liga at the moment, Villarreal?
They're pretty high up there, I believe. I'm not sure exactly where they are, but by the time we get to this, I will have to be able to find out and tell you exactly where they are. Villarreal.
Okay. Right, here we go now. Roma against Shakhtar Donetsk.
Well, you would hope that Shakhtar would get out there. Villarreal, just to go back, are 6th in the league.
Okay, so not doing
too badly.
Yeah,
not doing too badly at all. I mean, the heart would hope that Shakhtar would do it because hopefully we'd get them in the next round. But I think it's going to be Roma, isn't it? Roma are going to be probably one of the
strong team. Are they Roma?
Very strong team. Probably one of the favourites to win it, I would believe. I'll tell you where they are right now. In their 4th in the Serie A. Yeah. Yep.
Did they get knocked out?
They're Roma are actually 1 point behind Juventus.
Cam, did they come down from the Champions League?
I believe they did.
Yeah. Okay. This is the next one. I'm interested in this one. Your favourite one. Repeat of last season. Olympiacos against Woolwich.
Well, let's hope Olympiacos do what they did last year.
Your heart says who? Olympiacos.
My heart says Olympiacos.
What does your head say?
Olympiacos.
Good. How are Olympiacos playing? Did they come down from the Champions League as well?
I am not sure. I'm really not sure whether they did or not. But I believe they probably did because let's face it, there are not many good teams in Greece. But Olympiacos have got a bogey team for us, aren't they? They beat them last time.
Yeah, that's how
yeah, I mean, they're a tricky number.
Yeah.
But, I mean, you got to give it to Arteta in the cups. I mean, he pulled it up, rabbit out of the hat for the FA Cup, the semi-final and the final last season. You'd never expected them to do what he did. And he seemed to have done it again in the round of 32. So let's see what he does this time.
Okay. We've covered Zagreb against Tottenham. This is a juicy one. This is Man United against Milan. Ibra going back to Man United. What do you think about this one?
I think you're going to have to favour Milan because they are very strong.
They just lost 4-0 to Inter, though, didn't they?
They're second in the league.
Didn't they lose 4-0 to Inter?
They did, but Inter are top of the league and Milan are 4 points behind them.
Okay, so they're very strong, really.
They're very strong. They're 1 and 2 in Italy, and Juventus are 4 points behind them with a game in hand.
The Donnarumma, the goalie, does he play for Milan?
I'm not sure.
Yeah, I think he does. Yeah. Okay, so Slavia Prague, who just knocked out Leicester, against Rangers, Stevie Gerrard's team. What do you reckon?
Prague, well, I think they'll knock out Rangers. Rangers have not really got pedigree in Europe, have they? I mean, I'm surprised they made it this far, to be honest.
Yeah. And the last one, Granada against Molde of Norway.
Got to be Granada. Granada are, again, another one of these teams in Spain that always seem to do pretty well. Let me tell you where they are in they're 9th right now in La Liga with 30 points. Molde probably at top of the Norwegian league, but what does that really mean?
Yeah, it doesn't mean anything. Cool. Excellent, Cam. Very good. Thanks for that. That was really interesting, actually. So...
who would we like to play in the next round is the question, isn't it?
Let's not count our chickens now. I don't want to do that. I don't want to go there. So let's not count our chickens. We've got maybe 4 or 5 minutes. Did you have anything else you want to discuss? Let's have a quick chat about the match on Sunday against Burnley.
Yeah.
What do you think what do you think is going to happen? Are Bale and Ali going to start? What's going to happen there?
I read an interview from Mourinho today where he said that he knows exactly, everyone knows how Burnley play, everyone knows how Sean Dyche is going to run out of his team. I mean, it's not going to be, it's pretty clear. They have one way of playing and one way of going for it. We know exactly what it is. I mean, and they are a very strong team. They're a powerful team. Technically, maybe not as gifted as Tottenham should be, but they are a very powerful team, and they overrun us, then we're going to be in trouble. Their problem is, I think the problem for us is that in the last few games, we've had serious problems starting games, coming to life. And even West Ham said they couldn't believe how slow Tottenham were in the first half an hour. And if we give that kind of space and time to Burnley and they punish us, they're a very hard team to break down. And that's what my fear is, that we need to get in there. Will he play Ali and will he play Bale? I mean, Mourinho doesn't change, does he? He's going to stick to the old format. And I find it very hard if he's going to let them in. They should play. They should definitely play. And we need to build a team the next half of the season around them. But will he do that? I don't know.
I've got a feeling that Bale won't start, that Lamela will start, and I'm not sure if Ali's going to start either. I think he'll bring him on because against this dour team like Burnley, and don't forget they beat Liverpool away 1-0. They won at Liverpool 1-0. Mm-hmm. So they're no mugs, and it's a really, really difficult. People don't realise how difficult this is. People say, "Oh, Burnley 2-0, 3-0." It ain't going to be that easy. No, we're going to do. If we beat Burnley, we're going to have to play really, really hard to beat Burnley and win.
Yeah,
I think we can beat them 2-1. It's going to be hard, but this could be the kickstart we need to kick our season on. But don't forget, all the other teams are playing. Man United playing Chelsea, Leicester playing Arsenal. This is a chance to
maybe put some distance, get something back. I think a big problem for us is, and I think we've touched on it many times before, and this is the problem that Mourinho's got, and Steve often goes on about this, is the way that Højbjerg and Ndombele are set up. Right, they're set up. They're too deep, so deep that the only way you're going to get through Burnley is by moving very, very quickly, moving the ball quickly, and trying to get through those lines because they place themselves so compact that it's really difficult to break that down. And if you slow the ball down so much that Ndombele and Højbjerg basically sit in front of our penalty box. How the hell are we going to get up there to break that team down? We give them too much time. You give Burnley time to get back into formation. There's no way getting through them.
No, you'll never get through them. The only way I think is by the wings. You've got to get Reguilon and whoever plays Aurier, whoever on the right. They've got to put crosses in because the middle, as you say, is going to be packed and it's going to be difficult to get through.
Ideally, I'd like to see Ndombele dropped completely because I don't think he's done anything for the last few games and have a more attacking-minded.
Problem is, I would agree with you. If you had Giovanni Lo Celso to come in, I agree with you. But Lo Celso's not there. We need some creativity in there. Unless you want to put Winks and Sissoko back in there and see us lose, that's up to you. I mean,
well, then we got Dele supposed to be coming in, providing some creativity, and so is Bale. If we're going to bring Bale and Dele in, then who's going to be dropped? It's going to have to be Lamela and Ndombele.
Yeah, I think so. Well, let's see what happens. Anyway,
I'd rather Sissoko played as well because he's more solid.
We need some power there, yeah. Anyway, everybody, thank you very much for watching this interesting, I hope you found it interesting analysis of our future Europa League team. Cam in Florida has done some hard work, doing some really good analysis to give you some information about it. But please put your comments in there, like and subscribe our channel. Tell us what you want us to talk about. And we'll give you more chance to see the famous Cam on screen, giving his views and his, professing his love for Bale and his hate for Ndombele.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
And hopefully we will speak to you again after the Burnley match. And I hope you tune in to listen to our post-match analysis. So thank you again once and everybody for listening and watching our podcast. It's goodbye from Cam in Florida.
Goodbye to all. And come on, you Spurs.
Come on, you Spurs. And it's goodbye for me, Ray, in London.
You've been listening to the Spurs 9501 podcast. Stay in touch, continue the debate, and let us know what you want to discuss by finding us on YouTube. Tune in after the next match day for more insight. Thanks for listening.